5 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, last evening I came to the House floor to talk about one of the most critical issues facing our nation today. Our country's financial outlook is desperate. How do we stop the red ink and the bleeding? How do we come together as Republicans and Democrats and make certain that the American people don't suffer for our out-of-control spending? I'm talking about entitlements and other mandatory spending. How do we change the course? Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security combined with interest on the national debt will consume all of government revenue in the year 2026. According to the GAO, balancing a budget in 2040 would require cutting total federal spending by 60% or raising taxes by 2.5 times today's level. Both would devastate the economy. The longer we wait to get serious about this reality, the harder and more abrupt the adjustments will be for the American people. I asked every colleague in the House, how would you feel when there isn't enough money for medical research, for cancer research, or for Alzheimer's, or for Parkinson's, or for autism? How will you feel when you know it was today's Congress, this Congress that we all have the honor to serve in, that passed the buck to the next generation? They avoided the issue. Just said it was just too hard. I'm challenging every member of this House to come together to know that while we served in Congress, we did everything in our power to provide the kind of security and way of life for our children, our grandchildren, that our parents and our grandparents worked so hard to provide us. Congressman Jim Cooper, a Democrat of Tennessee, and myself have come together because we know what is at stake. We have a bill that we believe is a way forward to help stop the bleeding. And quite frankly, I would say to my friends on both sides of the aisle, the American people desperately want to see us working together, Republicans and Democrats, to deal with these important issues. The Bipartisan Safe Commission will send its recommendations to Congress. We will have an up or down vote, just similar to the Base Closing Commission, which we now have in effect in the Congress, on getting our financial house in order. There are other ideas, too. I'm inserting Robert Samuelson's op-ed in today's Washington Post. He hits the nail on the head when he talks about the need for bipartisan work, a bipartisan panel to help us do our job. Everything else has failed, he said. I urge you to think about this issue and the real problem we face now. Not an issue for next week or next month or the next Congress, but an issue for this Congress, an issue for now. In the song by Simon & Garfunkel, the boxer, it says, man hears what he wants to hear and disregards the rest. I urge us to tell the American people not what they want to hear, but what they need to hear. And I urge us to come together and work in a bipartisan way for our young people, for our children, for our grandchildren, and for all of America. I yield back the balance of my time.
Mr. DeFazio of Oregon.